Hi guys, today I thought we'll bring you to University of Waikato campus. We're here on a beautiful sunny day in Hamilton, talking to the lovely Tanya Clarke. Tanya, tell us, where are we standing today?
So this is Hillcrest Road. We're standing right on the front of the university campus. That's B block, which is our main university, I guess, where the VC sits right at the top, and then there's a whole bunch of other staff that sit underneath him. So there's sort of mostly administrative services there. Behind that is, I guess, where all the action happens, and where there's we've got our lectures and we've got a student centre, etc. So does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you. Last year's been really interesting. We're in 2021. Everything that we've done, the way we've done it, has evolved and changed. Tanya, tell us, what's the plan for University of Waikato for this year? What's happening for the students that want to know?
Well, we're trying to do whatever we can to make sure the students can continue with their studies, and also to start their studies as well. So if they are offshore students, we've got some bursaries available for students who want to study online. So when the borders do open, whenever that may be, they can start their studies, and then they can transition to the university and start their studies face to face. So we have that option for some students, but we also have obviously some really good bursaries for students who are onshore and who also want to study face to face at the university. So we've got that option. So we're just we're trying to keep everything going and trying to make it as easy as possible for students to either start their studies or continue their studies.
Thank you. I did want to talk about the onshore students as well, because I do know that with the changing employment scene in New Zealand, there's a lot of people that either came here to study or to work, or that are finishing their high schools, and they are looking at studying in New Zealand. You've just talked about the bursaries that are available. So how does the bursary work? How can a student apply for the course and then avail the bursary? Can you just talk to us about the process, please?
Onshore
yes,
students?
Please, yeah.
So we have a 20% bursary available at the moment. So that it would be on the first 120 points of a student's program. So whatever program a student is studying, for their first 120 points, which is usually the first year, will give them a 20% discount on that. So that's automatic. They don't need to apply for that. They just apply for the program, and they'll get an offer letter that details, you'll be getting a 20% bursary, and that'll be applied automatically.
Does that happen after the admission, right? So once they've put the admission through, they get the offer letter?
Correct. That once they've put an application, they'll get an offer letter, and the offer letter will have the bursary on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for those of the people that are listening, can you just tell us how they can apply? We'll talk about the courses a bit later, but how do they apply to the University of Waikato and get those scholarships?
Well, I would strongly recommend that they see someone like AIMS who can help them with the application process, because we do find that students who have the assistance of a really good agent like AIMS find the process much less stressful. It's usually faster because AIMS can make sure that you've got all the documentation and all the right information that we need to process your application really quickly. So I would suggest that you go through AIMS, and I understand that you've got some open days coming up as well.
That's right. Guys, if you are looking at studying in New Zealand, we do have some open days that are starting from the 26th of March up until the end of May. So that's every alternate Friday. It will be posted on our Facebook page, so look out for that. You can come into our offices, ring us during those open days, and have a conversation. We can talk about the courses, we can talk about career pathways, we can talk about the admission process, but we can also help you with the immigration pathway leading to residence. Tanya, can you also just very quickly tell us, before we wrap this up, there's a lot of students that come to, that are either returning students, as I call them. They've studied previously in New Zealand, they want to study again. There's a lot more focus amongst the students that are looking at studying about how they can get those jobs, how do they get that push, how do they get into the industry, how do they get those connections. So can you just tell us, how does the university help students connect those dots with the industry?
So the university has quite a lot of links with industry, but I guess in a formal way we have a program called the Employability Plus program. So students can sign up for that, and we will give them access to, they'll do some volunteer works, there'll be a community component where students work for a community organisation, and once they've finished that, that'll actually appear on their transcript. So through that program we do provide students with a really direct opportunity to actually work within industry and within companies in the Hamilton community.
Thank you. Guys, we will be talking more about the courses at University of Waikato and how you can apply, what's the right fit for you, and how you can be connected to the industry. So watch out and look at the space. Thank you.